All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning. Get to the coach, Wimp Sanderson, here in just a few moments. Been a fun show today. 800-239-9569 if you want to get in. At Mac and Cube if you would like to be a part of the show. Via Twitter. You can always tweet in that way. And don't forget about our friends over at Train. Heat and humidity is ahead of us here this summer. Keep your home and family comfortable with America's most reliable HVAC brand, Train. And to help, Train is offering a $1,350 rebate on select home comfort systems. Learn more. Find a comfort specialist near you at Train.com. And remember, it's hard to stop a train. All right, he joins us each and every week. Thanks to our friends at Coke and Piggly Wiggly. It's the coach, Wimp Sanderson. Morning, Coach.
Good morning. Back long ago, before you two guys were probably just a thought in your mom's mind, or kids, we have always had a game before the Alabama-Auburn game. Back then, Texas A&M didn't win any Florida-Georgia game. We had a weak game, an easy game before they played. Coach Bryant believed in that. He wanted to avoid injury. Shug Jordan was the coach at Auburn. And so they play easy games. The committee at SEC in Destin has decided that they want a tough game in 2000. So we'll start having tough games in 2007. That's stupid. That's absolutely stupid. First of all, the people that you play need money. Samford needs money. Tennessee Tech needs money. They're schools that need some money, and that one game gives those kids gives that school an opportunity to make money. And so when you get into deciding who's going to play who, all the coaches are going to be at each other's throat. I thought we was going to play a tough game. University of so-and-so didn't play a very tough game. We played Minnesota. That ain't right. So you get a fuss between the 16 coaches as to what's a tough game and what's not. And the other factor, too, I want to say to you, is that you need a game you can win. You know why? Because those mothers want to see those kids play in the transfer portal. And they have a chance to play in a game that means something to them. They get down to 3-point stands and play. They catch a pass. They do something. And those mothers and daddies love that. So that's 3 good reasons, I think, that you should leave that game alone if you want to play a week game. A week game means that the fans get all mad. They get all upset because the game's not going to be as good. So what? Tell them to get over it. I think the opportunity for those kids to play and to show what they can do in a game that and you're trying to get ready for the Alabama, Auburn, Tennessee, Vanderbilt, or Texas A&M, Texas. I think voting that down and making a real tough game there was a mistake. That's my thought for the day.
Have you seen any of the news coming out of SEC spring meetings? Just interested to get your thoughts on some of the things that have been discussed. Hunter Yurchek's mad about TV schedules.
Well, that was it. That was the thing that just came out and got voted down in Destin. Just what I got through saying. I think as athletic directors or maybe the football coaches said they need to play could play a tougher game. I'm not sure whether the athletic directors or not. No, I don't know. We're still, arguing about the 16 versus the 24, and that's never going to be settled. There is a committee, a bipartisan committee that not involved right now. It's a committee of a few Democrats and a few Republicans of trying to cap the money that you give the schools or the kids, the eligibility rule of 5 years, and a lot of other things, the transfer rule, and those kind of things. So I think that has a shot. I had a guy on my show today who thinks that may have a shot to it won't be litigated against. I don't think there'll be lawyers fussing at it if they can pass it. So that's about the only thing that's not at Destin, but it is Congress has tried to do. So I don't know if Tommy Tuberville will be involved in that or not, but since he's going to be our governor rather than in the Senate, so that's really about all. Do y'all have any comment on at all on playing an easy game or a hard game before Alabama Auburn or any game like that? I think you need to play an easy game and give these other schools an opportunity to make some money.
No, the problem is there's no problem playing that game, Coach. The problem is 14 out of 16 SEC teams playing that game the same weekend. You can't do that because it ruins the entire schedule. You can't do that. That's the problem for me.
How does it change? How does it ruin the schedule?
There are no games to watch.
Well, if you care about the Auburn or Alabama, you're going to watch your team play.
Yeah, but not
really.
I don't think a lot of people are like planning their weekend around watching Bama Tennessee chat. I think that I understand where you're coming from. It is easier on the players, and it is absolutely easier on the coaches. It's not a good product, Coach.
Well, I don't agree. I think it is a good product. I know. I think that coaches thought, of course, of injury situations when I was doing it, or when I was there at Alabama and Coach Bryant was doing it, and Coach Jordan was also in agreement there. They played somebody that was weak, and I think to give these, we're going through a different era now where some of these schools also need some money too.
I understand, Coach. That's fair, and that is great, which is why I have warned the FCS teams: be careful because those games are going away. They are. They're going to be gone soon. Okay. You know what? Big Ten was just talking about last week. You know what Big 12 was talking about last week? Playing 10 conference games.
Yeah.
So, my point in this instance, referencing lettuce weekend, which is the weekend before rivalry weekend, because none of us want more lettuce on anything. Cupcakes are good.
Salad.
It's not cupcake weekend.
Salad,
okay?
extra
So
lettuce.
we want more cupcakes. Only Greg likes extra lettuce. The problem with it is doing it all in the same weekend. You ruin your entire TV slate. You ruin your entire attendance for a weekend instead of spreading them around a little bit.
Well,
there's not a massive difference in getting that break, if you will, 2 weeks before that game, 3 weeks before that game instead. You got to spread it out some. This is the only thing.
You'll have disagreement between the coaches, which is a tough team, and but sometimes the name doesn't mean they're very good, and they're darn good. For example, the name Indiana wasn't real big, but it turned out to be pretty good. So I don't agree with either one of you on that. I think that you give these kids a chance to play. I think
they're going to get the chance to play, and the other schools are going to get the check. It's just it can't be 14 or 15 of them in one weekend.
Okay. Well,
you can't do that. That's the problem with it, in my opinion, because you ruin an entire viewership of a weekend, and then that starts to develop bad habits. People start to learn they can do without it.
You care about your team. I don't think you're tickled enough so your team beat somebody today. I don't agree. There's 16 teams in this league. And we have
in 4 years of doing this radio show, we have never had an Alabama fan call and brag about beating an FCS team. We have never had it. Auburn didn't call fans and brag about beating Mercer last year, no matter how good Deuce Knight looked. We didn't get those calls. We don't care. Like, okay, we won. Good. Next one. Did the third string play? Who looks like they might be able to help us next year? Like, that's the extent of the importance of the conversations that are coming out of those games.
Okay. I don't agree, but that's fine.
No, there's nothing to agree with. I'm telling you, Coach, no SEC fan, no Tennessee fan called us and bragged about beating Akron by 76. That didn't happen. Because they don't care.
It's a fact of getting these other teams some money. It's a fact of your kid playing who hadn't played much. That's two facts right there. Of getting a kid to have the opportunity to play that probably hasn't got to play much, and also that Samford University getting a pile of money. I think those are two pluses for me. And
those are great. I'm just telling you that all 14 or 15 of them don't need to happen on the same weekend. That's the problem with it. It's going to happen somewhere else. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 8. It's going to happen. You just can't have them all happen, or 80, 90% of them happen in the second to last week.
They changed it the way y'all want it, and not the way I thought, because I was back years ago for, it's like now we get on our radio show and talk about 5 years of eligibility. People didn't realize that Joe Namath was on my basketball team because we had 3 years of eligibility in freshman teams.
Coach, here's another part. Here's another part of this. All right, here's another part of this. You signed up to coach in the Southeastern Conference, and we keep complaining about these schedules and the difficulties and the teams and, oh, the players are so good. Go coach in the Mountain West. Go to the newly formed Pac-12 if you want easy schedules. Like, honestly, what did you think, not you personally, what did these guys think they're getting into? Where did you think this in the ACC, man? Like, this is what you signed up to do. I didn't want to wake up and do radio this morning. I signed up to do it.
Yeah, I just don't think it hurts to have a easy game every now and then. I just think it, especially.
But you're going to have them. You're just not going to have them all on that weekend, and that's okay. We'll have them on other weekends. More importantly, John Calipari is now presenting an option to have an SEC tournament before the season begins. I need your thoughts on that.
I don't like it. I think the SEC tournament should be after. I think what happens there is that you hurt your games during the season. I don't like that at all. The tournament meant a lot. Meant who got in, meant who might get in. It's more important in basketball than it is in baseball. We got in the final game 9 out of 12 years, and I'm proud of that. And got to the final 16 a lot of times. I don't like that at all. John's a smart guy, and moved to Arkansas for a lot of money, and Kentucky can't beat anybody now. But I wouldn't want a preseason tournament. So that's my answer to that one.
Is there anything that you would adjust from a basketball scheduling perspective in the SEC?
No, not really. You got 12 games. I talked to Garth Griffin this morning. You've got 12 games to see those 12 winners. You got 24 teams playing. Like we had 4 teams playing up in Dayton to see who gets into to the NCAA tournament. You've got 12 games. If you're a gambler, you like that because you got 12 games to bet on. Then those 12 winners will go and play in the so-called NCAA tournament. The biggest problem for it a little bit it wasn't for those teams that are on the bubble that are a little bit below the majors. It helped the majors, the Big Tens and the SEC, to get more. SEC's been getting plenty in. It's also helped the majors as well. It wasn't just formed for the weaker teams to have a shot to get in. It was also formed a great deal so that the teams in big conferences could get in too. So it's okay. I just particularly when they changed it, I just hate to see them change something that was already good. I thought March Madness was good. I thought it served the purpose. We had those teams that didn't quite get in, just 2 games to go down there and play with the rest of the league. Now we're going to have 12 games, and we're going to have 12 teams go down and fit in there. So it'll be various modes of how good you are and how whether you get those 12 up, those 24 teams up at the top, or where you get down at the bottom with the bigger boys to start with. So I don't answer your question. I tried to answer it. I don't like John's idea at all.
The other thing, back to our original conversation, Coach, and you were talking a little bit, and I was interested in everything you were saying. I understand from a coach's perspective, being able to take a week off essentially. Even though you're playing the games, you stay a little sharp. Take a week off mentally before some of your toughest games. I get it, right? I totally understand that. That makes perfect sense to me from a coach's perspective. Let me look at it, though, from a business person's perspective. Right now, we are in a competitive world, correct? Like our world in college athletics is as competitive as it's ever been, and money moves the needle, right?
Right.
Well, if you are, for whatever reason, let's say you own Wimp Sanderson conglomerate and you have 12 products that you currently manufacture. 3 of those 12 products are terrible. The other 9 are great. Are you going to be worth as much as a conglomerate as Cole Cubelic's conglomerate that also has 12 products, but 11 of those 12 products are outstanding? Like, what conglomerate is worth more, the Wimp Sanderson conglomerate or the Cole Cubelic conglomerate, which has 2 extra products that are actually really, really good?
Well, I don't know if that's a great example, but certainly Cole's.
How is it not?
Well, I'm not sure that it is.
Well, when we're all competing for the same television dollars, the SEC against the Big Ten, against the Big 12, against the ACC, if other leagues have more competitive products available, their television revenue could potentially be worth more, which is why I am a proponent of getting rid of all games against less than quality competition. I don't want to watch something which I already know the result. Seeing an FCS team against a Power 4 SEC team does nothing for me. I don't care if mamas want to watch their kids. They get paid now. Like, I don't think there's an obligation for Gardner Minshew to play for the Chiefs this year if Patrick Mahomes is available. Like, I know Gardner Minshew's mom would love to watch him play, but guess what? It doesn't work that way.
Well, I don't want to get bad examples, but I don't agree with you.
Well, that's fair, but do you not think that if the SEC continues to roll out the lettuce weekend games and they have 3 games for each team a year that are completely unsellable, you think that's going to lead to ESPN writing a bigger check next time?
I don't think the games that were played when Coach Bryant and Coach Jordan were there were unsellable. They were in the package that the conference package for Alabama or for Auburn when they bought the season tickets. They paid for the game.
Yeah, but that was gate revenue era. That wasn't TV revenue era.
I know I'm older than dirt, and it's just different. But it's just my thinking versus what y'all think, and that's what radio's all about.
That's why it's fun having
100%.
you on, Coach. We love having you each and every week, and we know you're brought to us by our friends at Coke and Piggly Wiggly.
Coke and Piggly Wiggly. Coke is a very, very great product. And Coke took me to Augusta one time, let me go through everything that they did at the Masters, and I enjoyed that so much. And Piggly Wiggly is a great grocery store, or whatever you want to call it. You can go in and get anything you want from vegetables and meats. And Andy and Stanley have been friends of mine and sat on my bench when I was coaching. So I appreciate Piggly Wiggly. So thank you guys, and I enjoyed disagreeing with you.
Thank you, Coach. We'll catch up next week.
Thank you.
All right, that's the Coach, Wimp Sanderson. He's with us each and every week. Thanks to our friends at Coke and Piggly Wiggly. And you guys tell us, do you want your schools to have that lettuce weekend game before rivalry weekend? Do you want that? I thought, based on the consensus that we had gotten from the majority of our listeners, they were glad that would someday go away, or I had always wanted that to go away. Maybe Coach is right, and that for individual fans of individual teams, they want that for their team to be able to have a little bit of a break or an off week, whatever it is, before you play Florida State, Georgia Tech, Auburn, Alabama, Louisville, whatever. I've never enjoyed it. I've never liked it. And I will stand by my guns here. We have not had a single call from a fan bragging about beating one of those teams. Now, we have had some quarterback controversy stirred up.
Yet.
If we'd had Deuce Knight the whole year, we would probably win every game. Try to tell y'all Keelan Russell starter. Yeah. And you could also make another argument that they cause problems in instances like that often of why has that guy not been blamed?
TJ Finley over Bo Nix. No one on this.
Well, actually did happen
channel.
Against Georgia State.
No one on this channel would ever suggest that was an upgrade. No. Got him.
You can upgrade yourself at Game Day Men's Health. It's easy. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Sign up for the free consultation. Weight loss plans, they can get you on those. You get the free consultation. You get the free PSA test, free testosterone test. They give you your baseline health. They let you know the different things they have that can help you out. When you are presented those options, remember, you can save 10% on any service they offer when you mention Mac and Cube and you walk in the front door. Peptides, weight loss, they just want to help you feel better at Game Day Men's Health. Locker room environment, holistic approach to health and wellness, and this is the best part, minimal upfront cost from the programs they offer. You can pretty much get started for free at Game Day Men's Health. If you're not feeling great, if you're lacking energy, feeling on edge, lacking sleep, just go see what they can do for you. It's free. GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Sign up for that free consultation today, now open in Trustville. More college football news. We haven't even covered the majority of what we have from just spring meetings. We'll do it more next right here on Jocks. All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning. Thursday, May 28th, 9:23, right here on Jocks. Been a great show. We talked a lot of SEC spring meetings. We talked television, start times, kick times for college football, specifically around our local teams. And now we'll go to Matt Hayes, who is a national college football writer for USA Today. Pete Golding making a lot of news down at spring meetings. Matt, what did you make of some of his comments and maybe the direction that it feels like he may be taking with the NCAA moving forward?
I think he's not unlike a lot of coaches, guys. They're frustrated because it's not just that they don't know that there's rules or specific rules, but it's that the rules that are currently in place were set and made long before this 5-year boom of the NIL era, and everything has changed. And that's one of the first things that Greg Sankey said on Tuesday in his first address to the media after the day's events was, we have to find a way to get rules more in line with where we are right now. And that's not just tampering. That's all across the board. There's a lot of stuff going on that really doesn't fit with where they are right now.
So when you think about the rules and the perception that they can't really be corralled, what can be done about it? Like, how do you fix it?
I mean, Greg, that's the question that I think everybody's been asking for months now. I mean, the Big Ten about, I think, a month and a half ago, 6 weeks ago, actually came out as a conference and said that the NCAA needs to put a moratorium on any sanctions for targeting, for tampering, because the rules don't fit. Just what I just said, that they're not conducive with what's going on right now. And you ask, how can you fix it? I mean, how can you fix private NIL? How can you fix free player movement? How can you fix so many other things that I think have drastically changed the landscape of this game? I wrote something today, and it seems simple, but I don't know why they haven't tried this, because these are institutions of higher education, right? Why don't we pin academic benchmarks to NIL earnings, to revenue share earnings, to player movement, to eligibility like they used to do it, right? Like, if you don't get a 2.5, then you can't transfer if you're not happy with where you are. If you don't get a 2.5, we're going to claw back 25%, 50% of your revenue share. At the very least, you're trying to show these kids that there's more to life than football. I say kids, these young men. There's more to life than football. Less than 5% of you are going to be playing in the NFL. And the majority of you might need not only just the education, but the structure you're going to get from someone telling you can't do something, and you not being allowed to say, well, I'll go somewhere else where someone will let me do it. Because right now we're in a situation where every one of these young men is at a point right now in their lives, their sports lives, and as we both know, Greg, your former coach says this all the time, that sports mirrors life, and they bleed into each other, and how you deal with yourself, how you handle yourself in life directly reflects how you deal and handle yourself on the field. All right. So we're telling all these kids, you don't have to have a commitment. You don't have to be loyal. All you got to do is chase money. And we're all trying to figure out what's wrong and how do we fix it. Maybe it's just as simple as, hey, go to class, get a 2.5 GPA, or you're not on a transfer, or you're not getting all of your NIL money.
Matt Hayes, senior writer covering college football for USA Today, joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline. That being said, things that maybe you're responsible for and who would hold you responsible to those things. This new Senate bill that is going to come out, the Cruz-Cantwell bill, which has a lot of support behind it. I'm interested to get sort of what you're hearing about it from a support standpoint and a reality standpoint. There are a lot of folks that believe this is going to go through and that minimal changes will be required for that to actually take place. Where do you see this headed next?
Well, first off, it's about 11-page bill, so I haven't read all of it. I'm not sure everyone, even in college athletics, has read it all yet. And again, to me, I think this kind of fits in with the last 5 years of we just race to the next thing. Instead of like comprehending what the unintended consequences could be, we race to the next thing, like pulling media rights. How do we know that every school will get more media rights? Well, that's because that's what the models show us. Really, That's what the models show us. So we're going to go on that. That's what we're going to do. I look at this thing and any number of fronts. Like you say, there's limited antitrust right now for the universities. What does limited mean, guys? It means that at some point somewhere, some attorney is going to figure out how to get around it, and we'll be right back in the same situation where we are right now, where you're shopping for local judges. And I just think that there's got to be a different way to do this other than inviting the government, which is, if you can believe this, more dysfunctional than the NCAA, into the picture and saying, hey, we're going to open our books for you. Come on in. You guys help.
Makes sense. But I do believe, though, with this having some bipartisan support and some level of antitrust protection, there's a lot of player protection in there as well, which I think will be beneficial on one side of the aisle. There is also a model that I think makes a lot of sense, where basically it's a performance-based model that determines your television revenues. So in the example of last year, the SEC, for example, had 7 of the top 10 highest rated programs in terms of viewership. They would in turn potentially be distributed 7 of the top 10 highest paid annual distributions from that model that they've proposed because of the performance, meaning eyeballs, that those programs generate. So do you think this is something that the Big Ten and the SEC would get behind?
So let me say this first, Greg and Cole, and I want to be very clear here. I think everything since thing's going to pass. I'm not sure it's going to. All right, that's the first thing. And number two, I think the large macro of this, I think, is okay, everybody's going to get more money, everybody's happy. But the micro that I think everybody's ignoring is you're asking the Big Ten and the SEC to basically come back to the pack. You're asking them to eliminate their exclusivity on the elite windows and Saturdays, on the elite networks and Saturdays. You're asking them to give that up to help the other 75% or 78%, whatever it is. And I just don't know that they're going to do that. I don't know that they're going to agree to that.
Matt Hayes, senior writer for USA Today, covering college football, joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline. What are you sort of looking forward to here on the last day of SEC spring meetings? Something that maybe hasn't come out, something you feel like is going to be covered? What's on the docket for you today to pay attention to?
I don't think anything new is going to happen, Cole, honestly. Certainly not in the playoff. I think they're all over the board there. You've got ADs that want to go back to 4 games. You got ADs that want to rush into 24. And again, I wrote this earlier in the week. We're all talking about the playoff, and the house is burning down, man. And we're talking about a floor plan for the bathroom, which is what the playoff is. The entire college sports framework is burning down. And I think that's what has to be addressed right now. And they're trying to do that. There's a lot going on. I mean, you've heard, Jerry Moorhead, Dr. Keenan over at Mississippi State. These are guys that are legitimately saying, look, we have to figure out, is this going to be worth it to us as a conference to stay in this? Or will we be better off pulling away? Kirby Smart said it. Are we in a better situation if we just pull away and have our own rules and have our own association, and that's how we deal with things? And I think there's a lot of that going on right now. It's not going to finish today. It's not going to finish next week, next month, maybe not even next year. But there's a legit argument right now within those presidential meetings, within the athletic director and coaching meetings of what are we doing right now, and are we in the association we should be in?
Matt, hold on a second, Greg. I want to follow up on that because I think most people, when they hear that, they kind of eye roll that. They kind of laugh at that. The whole SEC doing their own thing, own playoff, own championship, pulling away. What level of seriousness do you put even the possibility of that in?
On a scale of 10, 8.5, 9. Wow. I don't know that they're going to do it. I think they're absolutely serious about it. I don't know that they pull it off. I think they might end up saying, okay, let's try this instead. But these guys, I think there's a lot that goes into this too. I mean, there's a lot of hurt feelings between these two major conferences. I mean, Greg Sain can be the first guy to tell you that he and Swafford and the former Notre Dame AD, they worked on that original 12-team playoff for a year and a half. A year and a half they did that. Finally got it approved. Everything was good. And then the Big Ten came up with the alliance. to stop them because Texas and Oklahoma went to the SEC. So the Big Ten comes up with the alliance, the like mind. You guys remember that? Then they stab the Pac-12 in the back. They kill the Pac-12, right? They slow the playoff. 12 teams doesn't get implemented. Doesn't get implemented until after the Big Ten expands, boys. After the Big Ten expands, then it gets implemented. Okay. So now we're in this situation again. It's the playoff again. So it comes out. We start out with the Big Ten saying, "I want 16 teams, and we want 4 automatic qualifiers for the SEC and the Big Ten, and everybody else can have 2 or 1 or however they figured it out." And everybody lost their collective minds, right? Nobody wanted any part of it. So then, as recently as 4 months ago, the Big Ten's on its own with this 2014 plan. And then all of a sudden, the Big Ten says, "All right, well, we're going to go with all at-large," which is what Greg Sankey's been saying for 5 years now. We're going to go with all at-large, all 24 teams. Magically, the ACC and the Big 12 jump right on it. So does the Notre Dame 80. They jump right. They're all in the same boat now. Why am I the only guy that sees another alliance? This is the same thing. They want the 24 because they want more teams. If they get the 24, and this is what people don't see, if you get to a 24-team playoff, the dynamics in that selection committee room completely change. I'm telling you guys, 17, 16, 17, maybe even 18 of those teams are going to be SEC and Big Ten teams, which is exactly what the Big Ten wants. So they're getting what they want at the end of the day.
But how close are they to actually getting it, you think?
I mean, you've got a solid core of SEC people, Greg, that are very interested in 24. Obviously, the coaches, because it's self-preservation there. The more teams that can get the playoff, the more you can say, "I made the playoff." And then, I can keep my job, which, they say that. And then I'm thinking, if you get to 24, just making the playoff is not going to help you keep your job. And if you guys think that, you're in the wrong conference.
Matt, great stuff, man. Thanks for hopping on with us today. Really do appreciate the time. Really appreciate the insight. We'll do it again soon.
Okay, boys.
Matt Hayes, senior college football writer for USA Today, joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline. Some interesting stuff. I don't think most fans, Greg, would put the level of serious possibility of the whole SEC breaking away, doing their thing. I think when they heard Matt say 8 out of 10, I know that was no surprise to you because you've told us, like, hey, do not bypass this, like, do not eye roll this. But I think most fans have no idea that it's there.
I mean, it's a real thing. It's the only lever that they have right now. Like with everybody else against them, I think they say, well, if the SEC is not involved in the, quote, college football playoff, then is it a real national championship? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Yeah. Like, does that add legitimacy? Like, that's the only lever point right now. So I think it's a real possibility, but I also think it's a little bit of posturing because they're trying to get a little bit more momentum on their side to have people see things through their lens as well.
All right, so we'll go back through some of the TV times, kick times that are announced for SEC teams, Alabama, Auburn, some other in-state schools. Before we do that, Greg, tell our listeners about Crocker Moving Services.
Well, Crocker Moves is just a local company owned by an Iraq War veteran, Eric Crocker. Crocker believes in hiring movers you can trust to complete full background checks and run drug tests on every single employee. These are good guys. You can trust them in your home. Lead your whole home pack to move your company headquarters, moved across the country, or you just want to come rearrange your living room. These guys got you covered. They also do deliveries for furniture that you've purchased and need to get to your home. So call or visit them online today for a free quote. The website's CrockerMovingServices.com. That's CrockerMovingServices.com. Support your veterans by choosing Crocker Moving Services for your next move.
All right, we'll get to a break, come back. More discussion on SEC spring meetings next on Jocks. All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning. National Hamburger Day. Very Landrum Roberts of me to throw that out there, so I apologize. But
Hamburger? Who has that?
What do you mean?
Cheeseburger.
That's not the national day, though.
I know, but
I don't do the calendar days, but today is National Hamburger Day.
That one gets your
I
attention.
agree with you. I mean,
I lean cheese.
No one would, well, some may. I would never choose hamburger over cheeseburger. But did I give you the details of this thing we're eating tonight?
No, you didn't.
Wait, yeah, what are you doing? You still haven't told us.
This is something.
Bad box score?
For me, it's going to be, number one, how bad I lose. And number two, just my body in general is going to be a bad box score walking around.
What is it for?
Life, pride,
You
entertainment.
You don't
is
want
it?
this fight.
I'm going to grab the mic when they introduce Joey Chestnut 9 today and look at him right now and say, you don't want this fight.
Where is it?
It's at Regions.
So there's all right, and what?
I'll tell you about it in a second. Before we do that, I need people to know that they can listen online at jocksfm.com. You can go to the app, grab that in your app store. You can watch us live on YouTube each and every day. Search Jocks945 or tell your home smart speaker to enable the Jock skill.
Bill Smith Buick GMC is the GMC Dealer of the Year, the national champion of GMC dealers. All you got to do is take the short drive to Coleman. You'll understand why. Like a GMC Sierra 2500 Denali Ultimate, that's $99,030 here locally. If you take the short drive up to Coleman, just about 40 minutes up the road, you can get it for $89,000. Deals like that keep people coming back. To take $10,000 off the highest trim level on a 2500 is unbelievable. So go take advantage of those savings. But taking that short drive to Coleman, I-65, exit 310. You can also shop online, have it delivered right to your driveway at BillSmithBuickGMC.com.
So I was asked by the Barons if I wanted to participate in this eating challenge with Joey Chestnut. And I said to myself, when you have a chance to go up against the greatest ever, you take that opportunity.
Yeah.
And you run with it.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree?
Yeah, for sure.
Prove yourself, right?
No doubt.
Okay. The challenge is called the Birminghammer, I believe.
Mm.
The mini Birminghammer, which I think you can just get on your own. Pulled pork, burger, mac and cheese, fries, and more in a sandwich that you're going to have to see to believe.
What's
That's
the
the
and
one.
more?
Hold on. That's the one I think you can get. You can get the mini. But apparently tonight, it's going to be a totally different deal. This is what I have been told. Now, I just want everybody to know. I did not know that what I was getting myself into in its totality. Okay. So tonight after the Barons game, we will be in National Burger Day. We will be partaking in a food challenge, me versus Joey Chestnut.
Okay.
I thought there were going to be other participants, so apparently not, and it's just laid out for me to be completely embarrassed in front of everyone.
1-on-1, or as the kids would say, 1v1?
1v1, a.k.a. play Vince McMahon's music.
When did 1v1 become 1-on-1?
God, my kids say that all the time.
I hate
too.
the 1v1. It's Mr. Beast. I hear him say, 1v1.
that's
No,
where they
it's
got that
1-on-one.
from? I
It's
didn't know.
1-on-1.
I'm with you. I didn't know where that came from.
I got no time for it.
I don't know if I've ever heard one of my boys say 1-on-1.
Well,
they always say 1v1. I
always.
don't like it.
It's brutal.
I'm not a fan of it.
Don't like it either.
That's what I have tonight, by the way.
Okay.
I have no chance in this thing.
Correct.
I don't plan on going into this trying to win, by the way.
Just want to finish.
No, because that's not going to happen either.
It's like the Iron Man. Just finish.
Oh, yeah.
Still a winner if you finish the Iron Man.
Okay.
All right, this is apparently what's going to happen tonight.
Okay. Without much further ado, please build it up a little
1v1,
longer.
me, Joey Chestnut.
Okay. 1-on-1.
Oh, just looking at this. 3 blended burgers. Does anybody know what that means?
Yeah, just blended, just different meats blended together. Could be like
See,
sausage.
okay, see, I didn't think about that, but those are like actual burgers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
My wife thought it was like through a blender.
No. It'd be like, I'm going to take some ground chuck mixed with sausage. And that's
that makes
gonna,
that makes
it's a
sense.
blend.
There.
Yeah.
What doesn't make sense is that there's also going to be a pound of smoked sausage with it.
A pound.
Oh, we're not done with pounds, by the way.
Okay.
We're not done with pounds.
All right. So do we know the size of the burgers? The burger patties?
I don't think it's going to matter when you hear the rest of this.
All right. Let's call it 4 ounces each.
A pound of mac and cheese.
Okay. So pound of sausage, pound of mac.
8 ounces of grilled onions.
8 ounces of onions. You know how many onions that is?
Too many?
A lot.
One would be too many. 1/4 of an ounce would be too many onions.
Onions are good if they're like grilled. I can live with it.
Pete Golding voice, 8 ounces of bourbon sauce.
Of what?
Bourbon sauce? I don't know what that is.
8 ounces? So like a whole can?
I thought cans were 12 ounces. But you probably drink those cute little drinks, the mini cans. So that makes sense.
Less calories. Less sugar. Yes, in.
You just want your hands to look like Andre the Giant's hand.
That, and I know that if I just have the 8 ounce, I don't need the 12. Or the
6 slices of cheddar cheese.
Okay, that's
6
600 calories.
slices of Gouda cheese.
That's,
oh boy,
that's another 720. So you're at 1,300 calories just in cheese.
Here we go. A pound of ham. And I have no details on it. I have no details
Is
on
it a pound of ham or a pound of ham?
pound of ham.
Pound of ham's fine.
I don't know if it is grilled, fried, spam, honey baked. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
A pound and a half of fries.
oh boy.
So you have a pound of sausage, pound of ham,
Mm-hmm.
8 ounces grilled onions.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just assume a pound of burger. Just assume.
No, I don't think there should be any assumptions made on this.
All right. So you just added a pound of.
By the way, I'm not done.
You just added 12 slices of cheese.
Mm.
Let's call each one an ounce. So now you're at 3/4 of a pound of cheese. Go on. A pound and a half of fries.
Half pound of cheese sauce, which feels totally unnecessary after we had 12
Boy, this
slices
is
of
gonna be
other cheese.
sloppy.
In my family, we call it queso. We don't call it cheese dip. But
Well, it could be
oh,
like Velveeta.
nacho.
Like it could be like melted Velveeta. Yeah,
Perfect.
that's not queso.
Even better.
I'm with you. I would love it for it to be queso.
It does sound tasty.
No. And then, you know what? To top it all off, just throw a potato bun on there.
At least not a challah bun.
Yeah, you know.
Challah sits
That's
a little
gonna be
heavier.
sloppy.
What are we
Potato
doing?
bun, a pretzel bun would sit real heavy. I think with the potato bun you'll be all right.
I don't know why I signed up for this.
There's no shot you're finishing this.
I'm not going to finish an eighth of this, but I got to try.
I would try. I think it's probably gonna taste pretty good. I'm sure it's gonna be fresh made.
What part of this is most appealing to you? I need to know what mac and cheese it is too,
I mean,
because I got a feeling this is going to be some fancy mac and cheese, and like I ain't for that.
No,
I need
no, it'll be
regular
like-
craft.
it'll be like average barbecue restaurant mac and cheese.
Have it.
The smoked sausage is a winner.
A pound?
Yeah, I can hammer that. I can
Yeah, I
handle
mean,
that,
if
no
you're like
problem.
taking your time eating
For
all
sure.
this, yeah,
I got no problem
it's
there.
great.
Yeah, that's the thing is speed eating some of these items does not.
I
like
think you're better
sausage
off.
eating fast is not conducive to anything. Ham fast is not. That's not a. Now, mac and cheese sauce, you can eat that pretty fast, I'd imagine.
The fries are gonna sit heavy.
Bourbon sauce. You can eat that fast if you need to. The grilled onions are going to ruin it for me.
Yeah, that's
like a
the
mental
worst thing
hurdle
on there.
You got to get over, yeah.
And those are actually pretty good usually. But that's the worst thing on there. 8 ounces is like 3 onions. Maybe not. It's probably 2 though.
Yeah.
You think it's the ounces are pre or post grilled?
Pre.
Got to be pre.
Yeah.
If it's post, we're in deep trouble. We're in deep trouble.
Yeah.
All right, got to get to a quick break. We'll have a little bit more on this next when we come back on Jocks. All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning. Quickly, we're going to go to John Cook, GM of the Birmingham Barons. They got Pensacola tonight. 7:05 first pitch, John. Is that correct?
Yep, 7:05. Gates open at 6.
Okay, so we just read out the Birminghammer. Why could you not let Joey and I do like the one you guys are going to serve, the mini one? And we had I could have potentially handled that.
You got the greatest eater in the world. You got to stretch him a little bit. I'm not even sure that's going to be a stretch.
But what are you going to do for Joey? Because Cole's right here. I mean, he's the greatest eater in the world in my eyes.
We're going to find out tonight, right?
Okay, so are we trying to like let him set the bar for the record of this? Like, how is this exactly like? What's our plan? How this goes?
It's a brand new food item that's never been challenged, never been eaten. So we're just going to establish a new record for the Birminghammer, and then years from now, people will still try to take it down. But we're really excited about having him here and the chance for the fans to get to see him and see you too and see you tackle this feat. I would
limit my excitement for that. I am going to give it a great effort, but getting through any big portion of this is going to be probably a no-go. So are you going to give fans, is there like a plan down the road to say, hey, Joey Chestnut did this in 7.5 minutes, like you can have your shot at it?
Yeah, so whatever it is, we're going to establish that mark. We'll display it somewhere here in the ballpark, and just be part of Barron's lore. Moving on, and fans will be welcome to. They'll probably have to order it in advance because it's quite an undertaking to put this thing together. But it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's like a family packed meal. I mean, this is like your family with 3 kids could eat this thing and be fine.
Eat for days probably.
But you guys will be serving the miniature one. Like fans can order that one, correct?
Yeah, so you can get the mini hammer down at our food court area, and it's great. It looks great. So a chance for fans just to taste a little bit about what's going on, what Joey's doing, what you're eating, and have a lot of fun at the ballpark.
All right, John. Thanks for hopping on with us and discussing this. We'll see you tonight. Get the napkins ready.
Cole. Thanks, guys. All right.
There you go. That's John Cook, GM of the Barons. Pensacola tonight, 7:05, and I'll be eating next to Joey Chestnut postgame.
It's postgame. All right.
Which is even better for you tomorrow morning. I would have a couple segments solo prepared tomorrow morning.
I think it'll be all right.
There may be some bathroom breaks. I'm sorry to everyone for this.
We need to call the plumber. Preventative maintenance.
We're back tomorrow. 3 Man Front is next.